Hello and welcome back to AI Cave. Electronic Arts is in the middle of the shit show again. This time it is Battlefield 5 and its weak pre-order sales. Some people are blaming the woman on the game cover, some blame Patrick Soderlund, and others are saying it's because of social justice warriors and the release date. In this video, we will try to figure out what went wrong, how it should be done instead, and what kind of future Battlefield 5 has. Before we start, I would like to state that this video is my personal opinion, and I would love to hear yours in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about the controversy around Battlefield 5, and while you're down there, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification icon. For me, Battlefield games are always about delivering a more realistic combat experience in the first-person genre than Call of Duty. So it was always my go-to FPS game if I was tired of running around like crazy and shooting everything that moved, and also camping without worrying about how closely physics in the game matched reality. I was really impressed with Battlefield 1 campaign story mode. I think DICE did an amazing job of delivering an experience of World War I, despite the fact some people were not happy that there were no female characters in the game. With its release, we now pretty much have a perfect formula to make the next Battlefield game a total success. Historical accuracy plus female soldiers should equal an awesome game, so how come shit hit the fan again? Personally, I don't care who's on the cover of the game, man, a woman, or even a dog. Yes, dogs did participate in the battles of World War II. You can find plenty of videos and articles on the subject of women in Battlefield 5, so I'm not going to focus on if it was the right or the wrong decision to have a female character in regards to historical accuracy. Instead, I will focus on how the female soldier should be introduced in the game so as not to cause an outrage from fans. First, let's make it clear. Nobody ever underestimated the role of women in the war. Second, let's take a look at what roles the majority of women had during the Second World War. For that, we can go to Wikipedia. I posted the link in the description, and read this short quote. Several 100,000 women served in combat roles, especially in anti-aircraft units. The Soviet Union, for example, integrated women directly into their army units. The United States, by comparison, elected not to use women in combat because public opinion would not tolerate it. Instead, like in other nations, approximately 350,000 women served as uniformed auxiliaries in non-combat roles in the U.S. Armed Forces. These roles included administration, nurses, truck drivers, mechanics, electricians, and auxiliary pilots. Women also took part outside of formal military structure in the resistances of France, Italy, and Poland, as well as the British SOE and the American OSS, which aided these. In other words, yes, there was a small percentage of female soldiers when compared to men, especially on the front lines of combat, but that doesn't mean that DICE couldn't have had women in the game. Similar to Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 will feature a collection of single-player war stories based on the aspects of World War II. So why don't we have a story about an American woman who became a military nurse because the love of her life was killed in combat? You can make the entire mission in stealth mode, with her carrying the wounded soldier through the enemy-occupied area. Or you could tell a story about a Soviet woman who escaped from her village occupied by German troops, how she joined the resistance and became a sniper, and after freeing her village was recognized by the military. You could even have a story about a British radio operator that was a woman, coordinating an artillery unit that was surrounded by enemy forces. With proper voice acting, you could show how she supported the soldiers that would end up not surviving the battle. It could be such a powerful and emotional scene. Now, if Electronic Arts were to include just part of one of those stories in the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer, then we could have had a lot less backlash. Plus, these storylines would have justified having women in multiplayer and keeping it somewhat authentic to the World War II era. I think this is so much better than what we saw in the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer. A British woman with a prosthetic arm wielding a sniper rifle with superhuman accuracy, a soldier with a katana on the Western Front, and body art that was very uncommon for that time period. I already explained why we have that ridiculous face art that no sniper would ever put on. If you are interested, that video is right here. Another thing that doesn't make sense is the purpose of having a woman on the game cover. It seems that Electronic Arts and DICE are trying to please the drama queens of the gaming world, more than the actual players. Does anyone that plays the game just for entertainment even care about game reviews on Kotaku or Polygon? Really? Does anyone? If you do, let me know in the comments. You don't have to be a marketing genius to know that most pre-order sales are coming from hardcore fans of the Battlefield series, and that this demographic is probably a little bit more conservative about new ideas. Let's take Sniper Elite for example. They have female snipers in the game, but as far as the game cover goes, it's still the same person as previous titles. I know this may not be the best example, but it gives you a general idea of what I'm trying to say. It also doesn't help that Patrick Soderlund, ex-Chief Design Officer, had this to say regarding the appearance of female characters in Battlefield 5. And we don't take any flack. We stand up for the cause because we think those people who don't understand it, well, you have two choices. Either accept it or don't buy the game. I'm fine with either or. It's just not okay. Don't get me wrong, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. If Patrick Soderlund feels this way and wants to share what he thinks about having female characters in the game, standing by his team's decision, it's totally okay with me. But here's the catch. If you are one of the executive vice presidents of a multi-billion-dollar company and you are a businessman first and foremost, you should know better than to mix personal feelings and business. That statement alone may very well hurt the game's sales after release. Speaking of the release, as a lot of people already pointed out, it's right between Call of Duty Black Ops 4, October 12th, and Red Dead Redemption 2, October 26th. This leads me to believe that Electronic Arts is trying to hurt the sale of those games, rather than actually trying to sell Battlefield 5. And I think the evidence for this theory is quite obvious. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which has a new type of multiplayer this year, doesn't have a campaign at all. You can watch my Black Ops 4 beta review here, by the way. And I'm pretty sure Red Dead Redemption 2 will focus on the single-player story. So what's the purpose of releasing Battlefield 5, which has a campaign story and multiplayer, between those two games? Well, you can play Battlefield 5 as early as October 11th if you have Origin Access Premier, or try it as part of EA Access, Origin Access Play First Trials, or join the fight October 16th with Battlefield 5 Deluxe Edition's Early Enlister Access. How many players actually have Origin Access Premier? Probably not that many. I have a feeling most of them are hardcore fans of Battlefield, which are the people not happy with the game's cover. Why not release the game the first half of November? In this case, Electronic Arts would have a better chance to compete for weak pre-order sales with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas gift shopping. Also, let's be realistic, not every gamer can afford 3 games in 1 month. Even if you buy a basic copy of Black Ops 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Battlefield 5, you are looking at $180, and this price can go all the way up to $380 depending on the combination of game editions like Ultimate, Deluxe, or Collectors. And don't forget about in-game purchases. So here it is, my friends. I think the biggest reason that Battlefield 5 pre-orders are so weak is because of the really bad marketing strategy and lack of knowledge or absolute ignorance of game fans. I just don't understand why Electronic Arts tries to please critics before the game's release. They are not the ones who pre-order the games. Regardless of that though, it now comes down to only one thing: the quality of the game. If it is truly a great game with a lot of content and has no loot boxes like Battlefront 2, it will have good sales and awesome reviews, despite the current controversy. The Battlefield 5 open beta is starting September 4th, so we will have a better clue of what the game will look like then. Battlefield 5 has a great opportunity to honor those who made sacrifices in World War II. As George Santayana put it, those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Something Electronic Arts would be wise to remember. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, let me know by pressing that like button. If not, at least let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe and check out some of our other videos. Until next time.